Welcome back, it's Phil, the crafty old git, continuing our journey into the 2022 Great Guitar Build-Off. Here I've got some lumps of London plane. Today I'm going to start planing these down, cutting them to size. These are going to form the main part of the body. If you watch this video series right to the end, there's no reason why you can't make your own guitar in a similar kind of style. So without further ado, I'm going to make some noise, make some dust, and continue to make a guitar. Let's carry on. Okay, so now we can go for kind of random widths. Don't really want anything over 60mm, so we'll do a few at 50mm to start with. So all the timber is now the same thickness, doesn't matter about the width. We're going to cut it into 50mm lengths now, and you can see why this is a 150 piece build. Beautiful stuff. Grain on this is fantastic. I don't know if that shows up through the camera, but this is London Plain, also known as lacewood. Hi, batteries went flat just towards the end of the cutting out of the template, but I carried on anyway. This is the template. All I've done is I've gone round the edge with some 1.5 inch sellotape, and this is going to stop your blocks of wood gluing to this. You don't want to ruin this with glue. So that's that. I've got 75 different width blocks of London Plain. They're all about 50mm long. I've got some super glue. I'm gluing this together with super glue, this part of the build. It's strong enough, more than adequate, and it's very fast. So that's what I'm using for that. I'm also using a hand guillotine. I'm not going to use a chop saw. When you're slicing something that big on a chop saw, it gets a bit dodgy. So if you're confident, fine, crack on. But I like my fingers where they are, so I'll be using some of this. Essentially what I'm going to be doing, and here's a few I prepared earlier kind of thing. Flatten the base off first, do both your sides, stick your block on your template. I've got the centre line, I like to put my first block on the centre line. It gives you a bit of a reference, and then always do the base first, do the side. If it needs an angle, you know, they're adjustable. You can get these on eBay pretty cheap. Build the blocks up, super gluing as I go. If you need to put an angle on it, like I say, just alter that. Glue them all together, get all the way around. You need to be reasonably accurate doing this, but if your block hangs over the template a couple of mil, it doesn't really matter. You don't want it inside the template, because we're going to be sanding the whole thing inside and out so that it looks nice, basically. So I'm going to set the video running. I'm just going to blast all the way through this. We'll speed the video up, and at the end of it we'll have a guitar body. On we go. Just one other thing, wear gloves. The amount of times I've super glued my hands to a piece of wood and then spent an hour trying to peel them off, it's ridiculous. So here we go. Okay, so that's that little job done. Just pulled it off the MDF. So basically that's strong as anything. There's a lot of sanding to do, believe me, maybe a little bit on the bandsaw. So the next step for this really is draw my 2 centre lines on. Centre line down here, cut it in half, just makes it a lot easier to run each half over the planer. Then when I'm happy that that's nice and flat, it'll go through the bandsaw really slowly at 31mm. Then again back on the planer. When that's done and I'm happy that both parts meet and they're both 30mm, just glue it back together with some more super glue. Then I can look at getting it on the bobbin sander, bit of bandsaw work maybe on this part here, and take that spike off there. Get this shape on the outside. Then I've got a bit of a jig that I put on the bobbin sander that helps me to keep the same distance all the way around. I'll show you that in the next video, but so far so good. Beautiful timber too.